Prison is probably the most dangerous place in America to me. Because in the blink of an eye, things can go from, you can't control the violence. You just gotta embrace it or run away. It's like a fight or flight. Things happen and you gotta deal with it accordingly. Versus on the streets, you could stay away from certain dangers. You got the power to create the energy around you. And here you can't. You think staying in the cell gonna do something? No, they're gonna come to know you. Hey, bro, what's going on with you? You know, they're gonna come to your cell, tell you, come program. What's the deal? What you doing? You can't stay away from it. You can't get away from it. You can't escape.
Crime Talk 369, prison stories on the line, New York rhythm in the spine. If you did it or you didn't, you gon' feel it in this rhyme.
And today I got an exclusive interview with somebody that's actually in there living it right now, and they're gonna give you an inside look at what they go through and how they ended up there. You wanna go ahead and introduce yourself and how much time you got in?
Okay, my name Kenneth. I go by Kstar finessing.
Man, look at this shit. Y'all gotta stay out of jail, man. Stay up out of jail, man. Look for child. Look. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
They gave me a 13-year sentence. I was charged with robbery and assault. I went to trial, got found not guilty for the robbery, and I got 13 years for assault with a semi-automatic.
So where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in the San Fernando Valley area. I grew up in Pomona, moved to the San Fernando Valley area, Los Angeles.
How was life out there?
It's like a mixture, like everything, you know, growing up, it was a lot of racism going on with the Hispanic culture a little bit. So the gangs, I kind of feuded with the gangs out there and end up growing up and, you know, end up getting into that lifestyle as well. You know, LA gang culture is that shit kind of like hard to.
I didn't know there was like racial against, you know, what you saying, like blacks and Spanish?
Yeah, that was my first introduction with gangs.
I didn't know that.
Racial. It was, yeah, okay, imagine you just a kid, man, and you just, you know, I don't know gang shit. I'm in middle school. So I'm like, you know, trying to have fun and imagine, you know, F N word, you know, F nigger and all that as a kid. So you don't even know the hatred coming from. They trying to kill you in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up to bus stops and just because you black. So that was my first introduction to the gang. So it's because of racism. Like, yeah, I never had racism from white people. My racism came from the Mexicans.
Yeah, I'm from the East Coast, and we don't hear stuff like that.
Yeah, my racism did not come from white people. The white people I knew was cool. They loved me. You know what I'm saying? My racism comes from the Hispanic gangs that was around.
Where'd all that start at?
Mexico, the cartels. It is territorial. It's always going to be territorial because they beef within each other. But you know, they beef within each other. But the racism definitely was involved because they got gangs that push specifically NK, which would be nigga killer, you know, obviously. So they got gangs that's out there just specifically just push that. It don't matter where you from. You don't got a gang bang just by you being black. So I was targeted just for being black. Yeah, I didn't have the gang bang. I wasn't even no blood. I didn't turn to no Crip. The blood of Crip thing didn't even come to the picture, you know. So I got targeted for my color. You know?
Were you raised by both your parents?
I was raised by my mom and my stepdad. My dad, I really didn't, you know, rest in peace. He passed away last year. He was a good dude. He was a good dude. I didn't see much of him, but when I did, it was good. It was good. You know how that go. And I never had the father figure, you know.
So what led you to the streets? I
think it was that, you know what I'm saying? Me wanting some type of, I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing up, everything around me, I'm thinking I'm supposed to do what I was supposed to do. All that hustling, I started hustling and selling drugs because I was, you know, moms couldn't really afford to really give us money and shit like that. So I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do. I didn't know till later on, like, I had other options. I didn't even know I had options available for me. I thought me being a young black kid, I'm supposed to gangbang and sell drugs. That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's just what the setup was. I never got told, hey, you don't got to do this. You can go stay in school and be a lawyer and shit. Like, where I come from, going to school was stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, what you going to school? Oh, you getting clowned for going to classes and shit. Oh, you a square? So I'm ditching. I'm thinking school ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't thinking I'm too smart. They already teaching us the wrong shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't need school. But really, it could have been it was a setup. Going to school, even if they don't teach you the right thing, it's still a good discipline to go to school. It's still a positive thing that accept your future. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not against school at all. I don't care what they teach you. Anything positive, it's always going to be a good thing.
It's just when you was out in the streets, they would make fun of you for doing it.
Like going to school and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's just what I seen. That's just what I seen.
Oh,
I seen the squares and stuff getting clowned. So I'm like, man, I ain't finna. You know, so I don't want to be no square because I don't want to get clowned. I was already getting clowned for other things, being broken. I ain't got no. I was one of the kids that was less fortunate. I couldn't come with no Jordans and shit like that. I ain't had no Jordans. I ain't had none of that shit. I had to go get it out the mud for all that type of stuff. But in middle school, yeah, that was probably the most insecurest or low self esteem I ever had was in middle school.
so would you say is more for the money and helping your mother out since you didn't have a father figure?
Yeah, and trying to take care of myself, trying to buy some clothes, trying to find myself. I was still trying to learn myself. I ain't got no brothers. I had two older sisters, so I felt like my moms ain't know what to do with me. You know, she ain't never even shamed me for going to the streets. She thought I had to do what I had to do. Like, I think that's what she felt like, trying to figure it out. She know I ain't had no pops, I ain't had no brothers. I seen one of my friends get killed at a young age right in front of me, so she knew I was trying to just navigate the streets.
What happened today with your friend getting killed in front of you? What happened? What happened
Somebody
with
tried
that?
to rob us. They walked up to me trying to rob me and my boy Billy. Rest in peace, Billy. They tried to rob us. For real. And us being young and ignorant, we ain't going for it. I'm like, you trying to rob me on my own block, on my own block, my apartment right across the street. I'm like, man, I ain't going for that. Like, so put out a little deuce five, and shit, he damn near failed the plan. He damn near failed and put it in his pocket and damn near walked away. But the boy I was with, my boy I was with, ended up turning it up. Ended up like, fuck that. If that's what you get with me, or just turn it up. And he ended up picking up a 2x4 and it egged him on. I'm like, damn, why he egg him on? Because once he threw that 2x4, that's when the dude felt like he had to defend himself. Pulled it out and shot once, pop. So I'm running. I look back and I see Billy drop. I'm like, oh shit. I thought it was a firecracker. That was my first time experiencing something like that. So I thought it was a firecracker. And when I seen the way he fell, I'm like, oh no, that's a real gunshot. So I turned him over. Man, watch him take his last breath, man. The blood on my hand was still tingling. That's why I be feeling like death is spiritual as hell.
So, and what's that do to you? Seeing that kind of stuff young mentally. What's that do to you mentally?
That shit kind of scared me because I'm like, at the time, I wasn't scared in the moment, but later on, I'm like, damn, I could just die. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could just get killed fast. Like the same day he was asking to die, like the same day he was having a depressive day. That's why I watch what I say. Words is powerful. But that same day, we was chilling and smoking a blunt, and he like, man, I don't like life, man. I just want to die. I'm like, damn, bro, don't say nothing like that. Things get better. Got killed the same day. That's why I'm like, man, watch what you say. One shot, one little bullet. That was one little bullet. I think it was like a deuce 5, 25. I don't know if you know about guns, like, but it seemed like it was a small caliber gun, like real small bullet wound. The blood was barely coming out the chest. Died from that one little bullet wound, man. That's all it took.
Oh, it traveled through his body.
Yeah, that's what it seems. I didn't know the in and outs after that because I was still in the street, so I didn't really speak too much on that situation. Like, I kind of led the police astray. I didn't tell them who did it. You know how that shit go.
Oh, they never found the guy?
No, they never found him. I didn't help with that. I didn't help with that. I believed in street. I believe in street justice when it comes to stuff like this. So I don't think the police really care about. They just want people to make their job easier. That's what I feel.
So did you get involved with gangs at a young age?
Yeah, I didn't get an official put on till way later. But as far as my whole life, I always was surrounded by gangs. I was surrounded by two particular gangs, which was Bloods and Crips. That's the cool thing about it. It was one gang that was 2Ps. It was called 2Ps, which was Paul Rules, and another gang, Original Valley Gangster Crip, where I'm from. So I was always growing up around gangs. I was guilty by association already. And where I'm from, you don't even care about where you're from. If you're on the block chilling with them, that's where you're from. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely was involved in gangs and a whole lot of street activities.
So when you did get put on, which one did you pick?
OBGC. I picked the Crips because I feel like that's why I was naturally a Crip at heart. Gangster Crip. Because it's different. We from East Coast, so a lot of people get confused out here. We got neighborhood Crips and then you got the Gangster Crips. It's two separate entities. Yeah.
How many times you been arrested before?
Arrested or convicted?
Arrested.
I can't even count the times I've been arrested. It seemed like when I first caught my case when I was 18, which was a drug case, they said they was watching me since I was 15. They couldn't wait for me to turn 18 so they could arrest me and give me my first case. So I got a sales of cocaine. I was selling crack. This situation happened randomly as hell, and this is when I'm on my grind. I'm talking about I was trying to pursue the music thing. Real heavy.
The play it to further notice. Or I had to show my gangster in the people wrote you. Another man had to die for talking bogus. Should have headed towards the money and just stay focused. That's how it is when you.
But I'm still in the streets. I even went to New York.
So you was living fast out there. You was doing your rapping and you was, you know, making fast money. So you was
Living too fast, bro. Yeah. Living too fast. That's why I needed this time. I ain't gonna lie. This the one that woke me up, because all the other times they sending me to these low levels, level twos and level. They don't really let you get the taste of prison. But this one, they sent me to a high maximum. I've been level 4 the whole time, maximum 180s. So you get to see what prison is really like. On this time, I really felt it. So it gave me a chance to, become a better version of myself.
So let's talk about what got you, your time right now. Can you go through the whole story? What happened?
Okay. So, this is female I met. It always got to go back to a girl. It seemed like when people come to do. But I was chilling with this girl. I was still in my little, popping peas and trying to pimp and all that, living that lifestyle. So I'm, trying to get her to choose that night. So she get a phone call, said somebody needed some powder. I was selling drugs at the same time, so I had some powder. So she take me to him. She going to the house, do whatever she got to do. She taking a minute. I'm like 20 minutes past. I'm like, damn. Yeah, 40 minutes past. So in my head, I'm like, I think she in there, tricking and shit, doing her thing, but she didn't tell me. She didn't let me know all that. Whether she felt like she was gonna get judged, whatever the case may be, we didn't come over there for that reason alone. She had some other motives. So she come out, said they took everything, whatever the case, because she ended up taking my backpack with her to make it, it was cameras and stuff to make it look better. Okay, man, so they took the backpack with the whoop. Immediately I tripped. I got a pistol on me. So I'm like, what? They took what? Immediately I flash. So I hop out, go see what's going on. And long story short, it was an altercation. The police got called. She started doing all type of shit, taking whatever she was doing in there had nothing to do with the reason we was over there. So she takes a bag full of shit, whatever the case. We driving down the hill, a whole bunch of police surround the car. I mean, they stopped. It's like 100 police in front of me. I'm like, oh shit, it's over with. It's over with. They do the little shit, stop, don't come out the car. Me, I'm scared as hell. This at the time that they shooting niggas. This is the time they shooting. Police can't wait to shoot. So I'm like, I'm coming out. I take both of my hands, put it out the window, say, I'm coming out. So I open up the door from the outside and I come out with my hands up. You know what I'm saying? I got my hands up in the air and I look to my left, I look back and I see a police officer behind the tree. And he turned around with a rifle, like, and aimed it at me. So I thought he was about to shoot me. So I ran and I hit the gate in front of me. Poop, poop. There was another gate. Flipped over that and took him on one. I ran through the little mountains, got on my iPhone, sent the location to my baby mom, like, come get the car, it's over with. I'm about to go to jail. I'm running from the police. So I run up some more up the hill, hide behind a rock, and they caught me, come out. I get on my stomach, surrender. They let the dogs viciously bite me up after I already surrendered. They let them attack me. Like, dogs tore my shit up. I still got the scars and all that. Real. Tore me up. And that's how it happened. Charged me with robbery and a gun. I don't even know why I got charged with assault with the gun, because I didn't even assault nobody with it. I whipped it out. For sure whipped it out, but I thought it would be a brandishing a weapon or something. But they charged me with an assault.
What's it like going in there your first time?
That shit feel like life is over. That shit like, man, you see all them charges on that paper. I had so many charges on that paper. First they try to, I don't know if they do that in the East Coast, but out here they're gonna try to rack you up as much charges as they can, because when you go to court, some of them gonna come off. So I had about 9, 12 charges. Look like the same thing over and over. Prior, felon with a gun. Prior for having this, a whole bunch of different charges. So that first night is, and I was stressing out because I thought I was in LA. Wherever we drove that night was the city, was the first city in the next county. So I'm still thinking I'm in LA County, but I really was in Ventura County. So I went to a whole different county jail. So it was a whole different experience altogether, and ended up going through racial riots in there. I didn't know how bad the racial shit was. So I got in about 3 racial riots. It used to be like 4 blacks versus like 25 Mexicans, 30 Mexicans.
Damn, man. How something like that start? How did it all start with the riots?
Over the phone or the TV. Them trying to mark us out and it's our shit and we ain't going for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? The people that was from out there, they was going for that. But the ones that come from LA and we like, hold on, like you're not finna, it's my, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least keep it fair. But we definitely ain't finna go for no, oh, this our shit. Anybody, that's just, you trying to challenge me now, like, so.
On the West Coast, all the blacks stick together, all the Mexicans stick together. It ain't about
Not
gangs, it's about race, right?
when it comes to racial tension. But other than that, though, nope. They got the Crip. You got the Crip car. Y'all call it cars out there too, on cars. Okay, you got the Crip card. You got the blood card. Well, the blood card is they stick together, but the Crips is all different type of Crips. You got the Compton and Watts Crips. You got the Neighborhood Crips. You got the Gangster Crips. Then you might have the Sacramento Crips up north. We got push Northern Crips. So it's a whole bunch of different Crip cars, but the Bloods all stick together, no matter where you're from. Crazy thing I seen one was a person couldn't handle the time. He was stressing out over the time, and he tried to kill himself by jumping off the top tier, and he didn't succeed. You know, so he did not succeed, but it was ugly. You know, like second tier, but the second tier at this place was high. So jumping off like that backwards, head first, like, you know, head. Matter of fact, I think he went head first. You know what I'm saying? So it was ugly. It was ugly.
What gets somebody to that point where they feel like, you know, they can't take it no more?
The conditions. The prison get worse as the time goes by. Even though more people are routing for it and the laws change, that's only because people is having more awareness out there in the streets, and it's getting more closer to home. More people is getting affected by it because they got a loved one in here now. So they start bringing all these initiative groups, and they try to change law. They push to try to change laws because it's getting more closer to home. Everybody's being affected now, and they figure out it's not working. People, shit is shitty, man. So some people wake up with depression, and they can't say, like, you know, what the fuck I'm living for? You know, some people got 2 months. This dude had 2 months to go before he tried to kill himself. He had 2 months left. You still got to get through the day. You know what I'm saying?
How dangerous is prison?
Prison is probably the most dangerous place in America to me. Prison, because in the blink of an eye, things can go from, you can't control the violence. You just got to embrace it or run away. It's like a fight or flight. Things happen and you got to deal with it accordingly. Versus on the streets, you could stay away from certain dangers. You got the power to create the energy around you. And here you can't. You think staying in the cell gonna do something? No, they're gonna come to know, hey bro, what's going on with you? You know, they're gonna come to your cell, tell you, come program. What's the deal? What you doing? You can't stay away from it. You can't get away from it. You can't escape. The only thing you can do is do the best program you can do and handle things accordingly. And I think in prison, staying dangerous is probably the best thing to do because you eliminate problems more. When people feel like you're a pushover, you inviting a lot of things your way versus a person that don't look confrontational. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't look like a person that you could just unapproachable. You know what I'm saying? Versus looking unapproachable. A good, you know, let me just stay positive. Let me just stay good, and all that shit don't work in prison. That shit don't work in prison.
What kind of petty things have you seen? You know, people have issues over. How petty does it get?
I've seen beef over a honey bun, bro.
A honey bun?
Over a honey bun, bro.
Dang. Was it just a fight, or did the weapons come out?
Weapons came out over a honey bun. Like, damn, that was, the honey buns do be hidden, but damn.
Would you say most people get into it over unpaid debts?
Yeah, for sure. I did a few. I ain't gonna lie. I did a few times. I don't got into it over a motherfucker owing me a few dollars. So I know it. I can imagine. You know, that's the number one thing that people, because it's hard to get money in here. It's like, okay, like you got to depend on somebody from the outside. So when you finally find a structure where you could, you know, do your little taffy. I don't know if they got Laffy Taffy in the East Coast, but they got taffy in here and whatever hustle, tattoos, whatever. It's not easy. It's not really easy. So when somebody owes you some money, you depending on that money. You got to make it to the store. You only can go to the store once a month where I'm from. California, you only can go to the store once a month. That's it. So when you find, and then if you're on lockdown and your store day comes, you're not going to the store. You got to wait a whole another month. So it'll be times
you go to the store once a month?
Once a month.
How the hell does that work?
Look, they just passed out my list for the month right now. Look, this the list for the month. If I don't make it to this store next week, I gotta wait a whole another month.
What's the limit that you can get?
300.
Damn, that's crazy. That's a difference right there. I never knew that, because out here we go to the store every week.
In the county jail, you can. In the county jail, you can go to the store once a week. But I
Man,
guess
it's like that in the
prisons.
prison too.
Oh yes, damn, once a week. So it's kind of.
Once a week.
So you can imagine that how you can
But
imagine,
it's
man.
only you can only go like, what's it, like $80 or some shit like that.
Yeah, that sound like the county jail. It sound like LA County. Like LA County, that's how it is. You can go once a week, $80. Imagine when
Yeah,
motherfucker get into a debt. He need his money because you want to go once a month. I gotta wait a whole another month. Once they go hungry, you're not getting no store for about another 3 weeks to a month. And some people
yeah.
run through their shit in the first week.
That's a good point to make right there, because you go to the store once a month. That's a long time to wait.
Yeah, so you really can't be mad at the dude tripping over his money.
So what was people basically I don't know. Do y'all still have stores out there?
As far as like
Inmate stores?
yeah, yep, we got inmate stores.
Because I
Sometimes
couldn't
I'll run one.
imagine, giving all your food out and you expecting double back, but you gotta wait a whole month to get it.
You gotta wait a whole month to get it. Yep, and that's why I do not like doing that. So I just rather just bless somebody with something like, here you go, just pay me, versus me having a whole full-fledged store 2-for-1. No, I'd rather. Another idea I was thinking of was, putting the canteen bag together, period. Like having $50 bags. I'll have $50 worth of food, just send me $100 JPay or something like that, So I'll do that
Yeah.
as well.
What kind of
Yeah.
advice would you give somebody young, out there going down the same road that we were, and they're
Look,
headed to prison?
we all got pride, man. We all got pride, and we all want to have fun and live and be the most gangsters of them all. But thinking before you react is probably the number one thing that'll save you, because nobody gonna like this shit. Yeah, you gonna be the toughest YN out there. Yeah, but when you come in here, niggas ain't gonna remember nothing you did. They're not gonna help you. You ain't gonna hear from nobody you were just thugging with. Probably one out the group. They probably tap in, keep your name alive in the song or something. As far as support, they're not about to sing you no JPays like that. Not every month. Maybe once in a while. They're not about to take care of you. You're gonna feel stupid. You're gonna lose everything. It's gonna be miserable. And it's dangerous. You don't even know if you're gonna make it out. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta survive the streets, and you doing something to crash out on the streets just to come to a place where you have to crash out every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just not worth it. It's dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? If I would have known the things I know now, a lot of things I wouldn't have did. Gang banging as one of them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't against the gangs. I'm just against the agendas of it. I'm not against gangs. You know what I'm saying? But